Chapter 13. He doesn't believe them. That was the most ridiculous story I ever heard, laughed Mr. Crump. But it's true, cried Harold. Yeah, said George. Everybody in the entire school is an evil zombie nerd. The kids, the teachers, everybody. All right, said Mr. Crump. I'll prove it to you. He pressed the button on his intercom and called for his secretary. Soon, Miss Anthrope entered the room. She was dressed in a pink polka dot polyester dress with an overleg knee-high stockings and ugly brown arched sport loafers. See, said Harold, she's dressed like a nerd. She always dressed like that, snapped Mr. Crump. But she's green and Grammy reads some fringes simplified death, cried George. She always smells like that, and she always, Mr. Crump argued, and she's also gray and clammy too. George and Harold had to admit that the school secretaries were not very good subjects to compare the contrast with an evil zombie nerds. But then Miss Anthrope leaned over and took a huge bite out of Mr. Crump's desk. Must destroy Earth, she moaned as he took another bite. Even Mr. Crump had to agree that Miss Anthrope was acting a bit more evil than usual. Munch, munch. Soon, George and Harold took Mr. Crump down to the cafeteria to confront the evil lunchlies. Suddenly, out of the shadows, stepped the evil Zorks. Gotcha! Zorks cried as he grabbed onto Harold's shoulders. Yag! Screamed Harold. He squirmed away, pulling Zork's gloves off, revealing two slimy tentacles. See, Mr. Crump, said George. We told you they were space guys. Pop, pop. Snap. You're false! Screamed Zorks. Now we will destroy you! The evil Zorks pointed at the tentacle at George, Harold, and Mr. Crump and snapped his fingers. Snap. Suddenly, Mr. Crump began to change. A heroic grin spread across Mr. Crump's face. He threw out his chest and placed his fists firmly at his sides, looking quite triumphant. Uh-oh, said George. That evil space guy just snapped his fingers. Now Mr. Crump is turning into you-know-who. Wait a second, said Harold. Tentacles don't have fingers. You can't snap a tentacle. There's no time to argue with the physical implications of this story, said George. We've got to change Mr. Crump. We got to stop Mr. Crump from changing to Captain Underpants before it's too late.